What's up, guys? This is Tim with Whisker Stix, the third, maybe final video of how to rig up a whisker stick light or any light source that you have available to you for night fishing. The first video I did a slip float rig. Second video I did a standard Carolina Santee Cooper rig. And now I'm going to show you something that you do after you cast. Actually backtrack that. Somebody had mentioned that they like to remove their light when they're fishing on bottom. How I showed to add to the pole. They like to detach it before they cast and then reattach it once it's set. Typically a lot of people use bell clips on the skinnier lights. Mine are a little bit thicker. They are 3/8 of an inch thick. And I don't think I have any to compare, but well, maybe I do. It is, yep, got one here. See the difference? This is my first generation model and this is my newest model. They're a little bit thicker for toughness and more brightness, but people used to put bell clips on these to hold it to their pole so they could just quick disconnect them, if you will. That's actually turned to be an issue with these, which kind of sucks, but I think I found a way around it. And it's not that these won't interfere with your cast. If you tape it on there before casting, as long as it's the opposite side of your pole, it'll work just fine. I use it that way, haven't had any trouble. But if you do want to disconnect it and that is what you prefer, I don't know what they're called. They're them big, humongous black paper clips that you get at the office supply stores, or maybe they use them in your office at work, obviously, or at school, wherever. Them big, huge black metal paper clips that's got the big wings that fold down to clatch over the paper. I think if you get one that's big enough for those, you could just clip it over the base here and it'll hold it just fine on top of that without any problems too. So maybe that's another alternative. Somebody try it and let me know. If I find any, I'll try it myself and see how it goes. But back to this rig. This is what I call a striker. I know other people call it a striker. I don't know if that's the official name for it, but all it is after you cast, you put some slack in your line, like so, if you can see it, and you'll attach a stick or a bobber, or like a little bait fish bobber, anything to hold onto that line to put some weight on it, and when a fish runs off with it, it'll go up. And that'll let you know that your slack's being pulled out, because sometimes you're not always watching the tip of your pole, and most people, I think, fish with tight lines. So this is an alternative. I know some people who swear by this method, and they prefer it over anything else, which is great. Everybody's got their own version. So to do this, see, I used green, I used blue. How about my fast rainbow? See one of the color changers in a video for once. To do this, I'm going to use, just to show you can use anything, one of these big round floats. It's not going to be the prettiest thing, but it does serve its function. Just like I do with every other light. Tape my battery. Nice and tight, and that will keep the pin solid. Now, since this, just like the other video, isn't actually going submerged into water like the slip float, you don't have to really worry about the rust. So this is just a matter of keeping those pins locked down on there in case it gets loose for some reason, if you get a real heavy bite where it's bouncing a lot. But you want to tape that first, and then I'll take some more tape. I always seem to be a little more drastic than others when I tape stuff. But I'll start it here. And it's literally this simple. Just go around it a couple times and it'll hold on there. So it'll look something stupid like that. Looks really stupid on this. I prefer the oval shaped ones that you get at Walmart or whatever, the more orange and yellow and green ones. Or you could even use one of those teardrop ones that's got the little spring clip on it. Anything that'll hold on to the line. You could tape this to a stick, literally. Put a stick on it, hang a stick on it. And as long as that stick hangs on the line. I know a lot of people who just pick a stick up off the ground in the daytime and hang it on there. And you'll see it pop up. So, all you gotta do is take your slack line. Say you've already got it casted out. And hook it on there. You're done. So I got my slack line sitting out there, pole sitting in my rod holder, and it'll hang like that. Now you're fishing at night, so you can't always see your line, but you'll see this hanging in the air. Two things can happen. If you get a bite and the fish takes the slack out and runs away from you with it, it'll go up. If you get a bite and say the fish runs towards you, when your slack drops more, it'll go down. So this is a two-way indicator. It'll go down or it'll go up. And if it goes all the way up, you'll see it bouncing. So it'll still hang on that line. And the hook will have enough play in it to where you can still reel it in. And you can leave that sucker on there if you want. Or you can, if you think you got the time, take it off and then do it. Set the hook first. Worst thing that can happen is you crack the float, but if you get one of those foam ones, it ain't gonna hurt it too bad. So that's what'll happen. It'll sit like that in your slack. And again, if you get a bite, it'll go up. Might go up quick. You might just see it bounce, or you can go back down and bounce. Or something might just be creeping with it in its mouth. And then it catches and then it pulls your rod tip. Good to have a bell as a backup, I guess. Say you're not looking at it and it pulls it up, nothing's happening. It can wiggle all it wants, but if you got your back to it, you ain't gonna see it. So maybe go ahead and put a bell on. Especially if you got multiple poles out. Nothing like missing a bite. So that's my striker method. It's great for fishing on the bottom with. It's even great for slip float fishing with. If your float goes down, you're not paying attention, saying you're talking to one of your buddies, or you're on the phone and you're not watching your float go down, it will give you a backup indicator. If you're looking across the bank but you're not looking out on the water and you see that go up, you know you still got a bite. It's a good backup indicator. So that's another way to do it. Hopefully these videos help you guys, people who are new to it, people who are new to the LED scene and haven't seen these before. Like I've said in my first few videos, they got tons and tons of uses. You don't have to just use them for fishing. When we get our first snow here, up here in Cincinnati, Ohio, I'm going to take a bunch of these and put them in a snowman. I'm going to make some snowballs with them and see what it's like to have some glow-in-the-dark snowball fights with the kids. We're going to build a snow castle. I might even just tie a bunch of these to a string and hang them around a bush and see how 60 of these to look at night. I don't know. They're awesome for winter. Put them in your jack-o'-lantern for Halloween. Put them in your cooler in the summertime when you're out night fishing, and have a bunch of these lighting up your ice. Put them in a lantern so you can see at night without having bugs. I mean, I've said all these before. If you guys come up with some new ideas or some new methods for using these for your fishing tactics, go ahead and let us know what you come up with, and maybe I can make a video on it if there's something I haven't heard of that maybe some of you guys down in the southern states or western states or eastern states use that we don't use here in the tri-state. I would love to hear about it, and I'd love to try it, and maybe I'll make a video of it too, and everybody else can learn. Knowledge is power. So the more we all know, the more fish we can catch. You know what I mean? So give this a like if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching it on the Facebook group, I appreciate the support that you keep noticing my page. We hit our first 100 likes yesterday on the Facebook page. I've got to talk to Chris Flores with Muddy River Catfishing the other day on Facebook, and he said that he'd love to try my lights, so I'm going to let him try them. I believe my buddy Caesar Medina down in Texas mentioned giving him a couple. If he doesn't, then I'd be glad to send him some, and he could have his own little set. So that's pretty cool that a guy like him noticed my lights and is interested in trying them. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I think he might be seeing some as soon as December 2nd, when he has his big birthday fishing that he's doing up in Dallas. So hopefully a lot of them guys down there get to check out my lights and see them. They've been going pretty far across the country. I've sent some to New Jersey, Iowa, Texas, Colorado. Some people in Oklahoma were interested. Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana. I've got a couple pay lakes around here that's wanting to look at them and check them out. So I was not expecting this at all. I know I'm getting off topic, but I thought I was just going to make a few of these here and there and sell them to people locally, and it just kind of spread like wildfire on Facebook. So I'm really grateful for all the people who supported me. I'm grateful to my wife and my kids who have took interest in helping me make these from time to time. Me and my wife sat here the other night and made a few hundred tubes up, and it was pretty cool. So it's nice to have support from everybody, and I appreciate all the effort that everybody puts in to help get my name and brand out there. So maybe next season, after a while, I can really take this off the ground and turn it into a really cool thing for everybody. So thanks again to everybody. Shout out to Chris Flores for mentioning wanting to try my lights. Shout out to Caesar Medina for, I hope I said your last name right. Sorry if I didn't. For pushing my stuff down in Texas for me and helping get it out down there. I think I've got more orders from Texas than in any other state, even around here right now. Probably just because you guys can fish a lot more often down there since it's still warmer, but I'm not picky. Shout out to my wife Nikki for helping me make them and letting me go through with this. And everybody else, you guys are awesome. I'm going to try to make more videos in the future when I come up with more ideas. Come next season, I'll maybe do some videos while I'm out fishing and show them in action if I get some good bites with them and get some good fights. So this is my last rigging video for now. Like I said, if you guys come up with something else, hit me up. I'll try to make another one, and we'll see how things go from there. Thanks for everything, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.